Late night technical analysis, checking in on the cryptocurrency space. We had a lot of fear in the broader market today. We've got a new strain of virus here in the US leading to some downside. How is crypto holding up? We're going to look at some things that would be red flags for us if they were to transpire. So we're going to start it off with SPY and the bigger picture because we can clearly see a lot of weakness in SPY over the last couple of days, a lot of bear volume and fear closing down at the low. The weekly perspective is what we care about. Longer term, does the uptrend remain intact? Can the bulls keep a higher low compared to 426.36 and keep that uptrend going? A confirmed weekly downtrend in the broader market would definitely have an impact in the cryptocurrency space. And again, a lot of people are going to look at this and say, there's no correlation, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully you've been watching these videos long enough where I've proven it to you multiple times, but all you got to do is look at 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, pull up SPY, pull up Bitcoin, look at their 5-minute time frames. I posted a chart on Twitter yesterday showing QQQ and ETH doing the same things at the same time on the 5-minute time frame to varying degrees of strength. Again, crypto can see bigger bounces when SPY bounces and less pullback when there's pullback, but they're doing the same things at the same time. So you definitely want to be paying attention to the broader market when looking at the cryptocurrency space. One observation that we can say is that right now Bitcoin is correlated to the broader market, but it is holding on stronger. And again, what do I mean by that? Here's SPY, high of the day, 11:25 a.m., 5-minute downtrend confirms and weakness picks up 12:50. So 11:25 and 12:50. Bitcoin, what happens at 11:20? We hit the high of the day. We then confirm a 5-minute downtrend. What happens at 12:50? Fear and weakness picks up in a massive rate comparative to where we just came from. They do the same things at the same time. They correlate more when there is fear than they do when everything's all hunky-dory uptrends. So watch the broader market. It is absolutely playing a role in how we are trading in the cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin on the daily chart. We now have a zone of resistance, a very clear zone that everybody's looking at. We've got tops at 59.9, 60,000, another top at 59.5, 59.2, 59.1. So I'm not picking a level. I am saying there is a resistance zone 59 to 60,000, and I am not a confident bull until $60,000 is support. To turn $60,000 into support, the bulls must confirm a daily uptrend. To confirm a daily uptrend, we must hold the low of 53.3 and we must break 60,000. That to me would say, okay, daily trend change confirmed, weekly EMA 12 continues to hold as support, and then weekly bounces underway. Again, in this video, I'm going to look at every bear scenario that we need to be aware of and cautious of. A bear scenario in the cryptocurrency space would be Bitcoin confirming a daily trend change, setting a weekly lower high, anything under 69,000, and confirming a weekly downtrend. If that were to take place, that means monthly consolidation is underway again, and I would then be targeting monthly EMA 12 in the mid $40,000 range if that were to happen. It's a big if because we haven't even changed the daily trend yet. That's step number one for us to zoom out and scout a potential weekly lower high. What happened? Back here. Look how similar this is. Weekly higher low, higher high without much follow through. Loss of the weekly higher lows, there's your lower high, and we roll over. Weekly higher low, higher high lack of follow through, lose the higher low support. And essentially, if this were the same setup, we would be right about right here right now. Looking for a weekly bounce, but if it sets a lower high and rolls over, monthly consolidation is then underway. That's a scenario. Again, I know a lot of people are bullish. A lot of people are looking for this run to 100,000. A lot of people think we haven't even started yet. I don't care what any of those people say. Maybe they'll be right and they'll be heroes. Maybe they'll be wrong and villains. But that is not how I trade. I don't care what any of them say. And I'm looking at both scenarios. This is what bulls want. This is what bears want. And every single day, we're going to get new information that shifts the probabilities of what is the most likely thing to happen. And if the broader market, if the stock market enters monthly consolidation, it's entirely possible crypto does as well. So we have to be aware of that possibility and establish game plans for both scenarios. Ideal bull scenario, ideal bear scenario. What are you doing in both? Write it down. because otherwise you're going to be in the heat of the moment and having no idea what to do when the thing that you thought was going to happen doesn't happen and the opposite thing happens. If you have the game plan written down, you'll say, oh, well, this is happening, so I'm going to do this. I already decided that days and weeks ago before emotion was ever a factor. Dominance chart still weak. Just a little daily downtrend that we're keeping an eye on. Not really much information there, so skip it. Ethereum. So Ethereum 12-hour consolidation is underway. Ethereum made a massive bounce off the low. The weekly chart looks great to be a weekly bull flag. Best case scenario for the Ethereum bulls is a 12-hour higher low, tons of space for it to form, into a new all-time high. And we now have resistance at 47.85 and 48.68. So a little bit of a double top at the all-time high, but again, we were very extended to test that resistance. So the consolidation that's taking place right now, no major red flags. What would be the worst case scenario for the bulls? Well, a weekly rising wedge would be the worst case scenario. Because a weekly rising wedge breaking bearish would mean monthly consolidation is underway. And we would then zoom out and we would scout a monthly high or low, anything above 17.18 with tons of space for it to form. But again, it's possible monthly consolidation shapes up from here. We've had a tendency in Ethereum to lack follow through in all-time highs recently. Looking back to the daily chart, we would get an all-time high and then really not much follow through. So the last thing the bulls want to see is a rejection here and then a loss of weekly support or a bull break with zero follow through into weekly consolidation. So again, that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, 12-hour high or low, new all-time high, weekly uptrend continues. ETH BTC, we've been talking about this 2-week time frame for months at this point. We broke it bull. That's a great sign for the Ethereum bulls. But we have to ensure that we get follow through because right now that bull break of the second level is not convincing. So again, we were extended. So we can give the bulls some slack. We can say, all right, you were tired into that resistance break. Give us a 12-hour high or low and continue the uptrend if we're going to see follow through. So we're scouting this 12-hour high or low. Size of the retracement matters to us. Bulls want that 12-hour high or low to be set shortly. And we want continuation here to get to the highest level in multiple years. And 859 is the next level that we're looking at. Daily uptrend is going to remain our guide. Lots of space for a daily high or low. EMA 12 support. We'll get red flags on this chart when the daily uptrend is lost. So the bulls are hoping to keep that daily uptrend going forever. Sol USDT was watching this 12-hour channel. Significant move off the lows. Great job by the bulls. What they're doing is creating an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Anything under 240 is a daily lower high. If we reject from 240, which bears are top fishing at this point, we're then going to look for a daily high or low. Lots of space for it to form, anything above 180. Then if the bulls confirm the daily trend change, the weekly chart will remain looking really good off EMA 12. And it's currently pretty much a weekly inside bar, but we need the daily trend change. That is the next step for the bulls for confidence and follow through. Increasing bull volume is a good sign. And again, the BTC pairing gave us clues. What were the clues that were given to us? We did not drop to a lower low here. The US dollar pairing did. The BTC pairing remained stronger than the US dollar pairing. And now here we are, breaking resistance, trying to confirm the weekly bull flag. And the BTC pairing is remaining stronger than the US dollar pairing, up at the highest level that we've seen in weeks. So we broke that lower high where the US dollar pairing has not broken that lower high yet. So good sign for the bulls. We're stronger than Bitcoin. That being said, Bitcoin's not showing us much strength. We get the big follow through moves when the BTC pairing is bullish and the US dollar pairing is bullish and Bitcoin is bullish, because that means Bitcoin's going up and we're just going up faster. You know, if Bitcoin is trading sideways or going up slowly and we're going up faster, it's still a good thing for the bulls, but it's not that explosive breakout. So again, it all trickles back to we want Bitcoin strength. We want to be stronger than Bitcoin, but we need that Bitcoin strength as our base layer of something. Homeostasis for the cryptocurrency space. Binance, daily resistance rejection, 658. Unable to break that level. We've been trading within this one candle's range for the last 5 days. If we reject from here, up to the bulls to set a daily high or low, But again, the last thing the bulls want to see here is these weekly inside bars break bear. They want to break bull to try and confirm the weekly bull flag. Again, there's no major red flags. We're just going to be aware of what would give us the start of those red flags. 12-hour time frame. We got an uptrending support line that we can be keeping an eye on. I would be watching this, which the bulls ideally want to hold. Do we have a downtrending resistance line? This is a good one. Watch this pattern. This one's going to break sometime within the next 3 trading days or so. And the BTC pairing broke to a higher high, but no follow through. Got to be cautious of a rising wedge. So again, just little red flags. If this were to drop down from here and lose the daily high or low, that would be a red flag for the Binance bulls. Our metaverse names, we knew to be scouting daily lower highs due to the size of this pullback. We got them. The coins that I'm covering, you can obviously tell I've been covering the same ones for a few weeks at this point, and it's just for continuity's sake. So you can see how we're checking in and analyzing things and how the most likely scenarios are playing out. So for Mana, the lower high was set. What was the signal to be scouting the daily lower high? Weakness in the BTC pairing. Remember, the BTC pairing rejected from this triple top of resistance while the US dollar pairing broke bull. Triple top. Same point in time, US pairing broke bull. No follow through, gave it all back. The red flag was in the BTC pairing weakness. So now we've got Mana USD testing daily support, and if 428 breaks, weekly consolidation is underway. So the daily uptrend is at risk. There is a bottom fishing play here. I don't love it because these charts look like they're ready for weekly consolidation for me. You know, you look at sand, and again, it's the weakening. We now have a bearish correlation to Bitcoin as long as the BTC pairings are weak. But you look at a sand weekly chart, and we certainly won't be surprised when weekly consolidation happens from here. So there is a trade there for bulls. Just want to be a bit cautious and certainly stick to our stops. Mana looks like it would break bearish first. How much space do we have to work with? Maybe 4 or 5%. Sand at this point has a lot more to work with. At least it looks that way. Yeah, more 10% plus. So Sand is still a stronger name. Sand BTC, still directly correlated, trying to set a higher low. So if I were forced to choose one of these names, I would scout Sand for a daily higher low attempt. Bulls need a 4-hour trend change back in their favor, and we got a clear downtrend right now. The hourly is a nice clear downtrend. Support, downtrend line, right there. Resistance, right there. That's one worth watching. That must break bull if we're gonna have any hope of a daily high or low. This channel / falling wedge, more of a channel, has to break bull. Look at the BTC pairing, I assume is doing the same thing. Both of them need to break bull. Right there. Trying to break bull, but not proving it yet. SHIB, I talked about a trade that I was in looking for a weekly high or low, 12-hour falling wedge, lucked out. News of a cracking listing led to a breakout right after I posted the last video. So had a nice position that went up really nicely. Sold a little bit into initial strength, sold half, and then I sold the other half when the hourly uptrend was lost. Because I know that if a weekly high or low is going to see any follow through, we have to change the daily trend eventually. And if we're going to shoot up in a short amount of time and go 48%, I will lock that in every time and not care if it goes to the moon. I obviously didn't get 48%, but got a solid win. So from here, 12-hour equilibrium watch. We can scout a 12-hour high or low. Anything above 362, or actually anything above 383, which was my entry. And anything under the high will be a lower high. Size of the retracement at this point will have us scouting a 12-hour equilibrium. But for me personally, taking a big step back. You give me 48% in a couple days, I'm going to be very patient. I'm in no rush to re-enter a bullish position here. And again, I'm just a little bit on edge as far as the cryptocurrency space as a whole. Because if the broader market were to roll over in any meaningful way, it will impact the cryptocurrency space. If we set a weekly high or low in SPY and everything's all hunky-dory, Then we'll look for the bulls to resume control of the bigger picture time frames. So weekly charts on QQQ, which is stronger than SPY, and SPY are key to be watching. And if you are trading in the short term, you got to watch these 5-minute charts once the bell rings and the stock market is open, because there's definitely an impact. As far as the real short term, what's the 5-minute time frame doing? So we're trying to get a little bit of an hourly bounce going. Hourly bounce is underway. It's a potential hourly bear flag at this point. And again, just look at SPY. This is the SPY hourly chart. It's doing the exact same thing. So pay attention to the broader market and have a game plan established for all scenarios. Crypto will not do the same thing if in a week from now SPY is 6% lower, or if in a week from now SPY is 3% higher. Those are two completely different scenarios. And again, with how these correlations are trading when the stock market is open, the stock market means everything to me. It's more important to me than what Bitcoin is doing, is what SPY is doing. We're always watching the relationship, but the broader market is the one. All right, do good things. Hope you're well. Establish those game plans, please. And let's see if we can just set some healthy weekly higher lows, alleviate this new COVID fear. Again, I would assume it was fairly priced in. We knew this headline was coming. We knew it was going to be in the US. Let's see how the bulls respond. We'll check back in the near-term future.